Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing an updates video. This is where I talk about things that I have recently tried out and I'm going to give you guys my updated thoughts on them. Now just a little quick disclaimer, anything that's going to be in my favorites or things that I have talked about in my favorites, I generally don't speak about here because I think it's kind of obvious. I really love them. Sometimes there is an exception to that rule, but overall, I try not to unless it is necessary. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this box so I can update you guys. The first thing I have is from VISEART, and this is this Spritz edit. When I first saw this, I really thought that it just looked like a bunch of other palettes from VISEART put together, but then when I was putting it beside other palettes that I thought it was going to look like, it isn't the same. And if you watched my video, you already saw that. These are just a little bit tweaked, and I have now officially tried all of the shades in this palette. This is what I have on my eyes right now, and I love this look. There's one shade in here that I'm just really drawn to. It's this one here. I don't know what it is, but there's just something special about it. It's a matte brown, and I want to say there's just a hint of warmth in there, like a little hint of reddish pink, and it's just so pretty. So what I have on today is this shade here, this one, I have this all over the lid, and then I have a little bit of this and this here. So I really, and this one right here is my brow highlight. And like I've said, I have tried everything in here. It's a beautiful palette, and the metallics in here I really enjoy. Overall, this is a beautiful palette, and I definitely would recommend it. I have been getting use out of it. I just really like it. There's just something about it I find to be very beautiful. Sticking with the palettes, let's talk about Tom Ford. Now, the reason why I want to talk about these is because I had a few questions asking if one of the palettes looked like something else. And the reason why I didn't pick up that palette and show you guys was because it doesn't. These two palettes are not yet out, but this one right here is METEORIC. This one gives me all the feels. I absolutely love it. And then we have VISIONAIRE, which is this one right here. This one I completely duped out in my collection. So I technically don't need this, but I still like it. I really like it. But this one is my favorite. And I can dupe this one out as well, except for this shade. It's a little harder, but I think that it's in Seductive Rose. Anywho, let me get to the point. A lot of people were asking me how it compared to Pretty Baby. Now, when you look at the palette, I can see why you would think that, but the reason why I didn't show it, like I said, is because it's nothing alike. So here is Pretty Baby, and here is METEORIC. Let me swatch on both hands each of the colors so you guys can see just how different they are. Here they are. So first off, the browns. This one in Pretty Baby is much darker, and it kind of has like this little reflect to it of like a reddish purple. And then this is a duochrome shade. It's nothing like the shades that are in here. I think some people thought that maybe it'd be like the purpley taupe, but it's not. It's definitely purple and blue. And then we have this purple in here that's nothing like the shades in this one. And then this one right here, again, I think this is probably something you guys thought was similar, but it's just really not. They're two completely different palettes. I have two more palettes that I want to show you and talk about, and then we'll move on to something else. This is the Nars Orgasm palette. I did order the Orgasm X palette. I haven't gotten it yet, but it is on its way. You guys let me know if you want to see a tutorial with that one. It's a deeper palette and it's so beautiful. This one I really enjoy. I wouldn't call it a favorite for the month, but it's still beautiful. I really enjoy this. I used this shade the other day. You guys know how I feel about this type of shade, just blown out all over the lid. And then I added this to the inner corner and my brow arch. It's just a stunning palette. I feel like this is just every day. I love the pinky tones in here. It's just, I don't know, something about it I'm really enjoying. This one, on the other hand, I have not. I have had zero desire to pick this up. This is the Mini Orgasm palette, and I talked about it in my video. I did a whole Orgasm X collection review, I guess, and this is, I'm just disappointed by this. I feel like Nars has done this so many times. This is really the only shade that I would say is special to Nars, at least any of the palettes that I have, but still, it's just, I don't know, it's $25, and I would definitely recommend something like the Natasha Denona palettes or anything else. It's just meh. It's meh. Not a bad quality meh. It's a, I've seen it so many times with Nars. It's kind of like with the Orgasm and Laguna and all that. I've seen it so many times that just not impressed, not impressed. This palette though, the Orgasm X Cheek palette, I have been using this more than I thought I would. Still, I wouldn't say it's a favorite for the month, mainly just because I feel like Orgasm, which is again something we see all the time, this shade right here is not like the original Orgasm. This one's definitely more on the drier side. It does not have as much of a shift or a sheen as the original. I personally don't mind that just because I am not an Orgasm wearer. It's not something I ever really caught on to. It's not something I really loved on my cheeks. I felt like it would accentuate texture and this and that, but for me, I've really been enjoying mixing the two. I recently used this palette in a 15-minute get ready with me, and I mixed these two, and I just think it's so beautiful. I love Orgasm X all by itself. Let me do a little swatch for you. It's so pretty, but then mixing them together is really nice as well. And then this highlight right here, this is what I have on my face right now. I kind of try to settle it down a little bit, but I really like the highlight. It is nothing that is new or special to my collection. However, the palette in of itself is really pretty. But if you really enjoy Orgasm, this is not the same. I just want to make sure that you guys know I like this palette, but this is not the same as the original. Powder, this one from Gucci. What are you called? The Matte Natural, and I have the shade number 3. It's a beauty powder. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. Now I've been testing it out, not every single day because it does have ingredients that can break my skin out, but it's so nice on my skin that I've just kind of been testing the waters. I did break out a little bit. I got like one little bump up here and then one on my cheek, but not terrible. So I am still using this and just kind of trying to not use it too often because of that. Usually with products that have ingredients that aren't too nice to me, and if they're a little bit more towards the middle, then I can kind of get away with just using it and then putting it back away, just not constant use. And this is one of those products. It is so pretty. The compact is pretty, the powder is pretty, everything about it is just pretty. And then there is a little sponge. I just dropped it on the flipping floor, but there is a sponge right there. It smells good too. It's just an elegant powder. So I wanted to update you guys that I'm still liking this. I hate that it will break me out a little bit, but it's not bad. It really isn't bad. It's just if I'm getting like one or two like little whiteheads, it's okay. It's okay. I got my little Gucci sponge off the floor so I can put it back in my compact. I have had quite a few questions about these. These are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina collection, and they are the electric cake liners. I had a few people saying that they had heard other reviews mentioning a smell. So I went and checked mine out. I didn't remember smelling anything while I was using them, but I wanted to double check. And I smell a little faint, like really faint. Like a paint smell, kind of like Studio Fix from MAC. This one almost smelled nothing. Hold on. I smell a little bit more with the purple, but again, it smells more like just paint. Let's see. Let me do the pink. A little bit more with that green or yellow. Yeah, so these two right here are a little bit stronger, but mine smell like paint. And again, I didn't notice it at all while I was using it. So I can't even say that it bothers me because it's really faint. And if you know what Studio Fix smells like from MAC, that's what that smells like to me. Now on the longevity aspect of those, amazing. I have now used every single shade and I think they are killer. They have so much pigmentation. They are so easy to use. I love that they are water activated. I love the packaging on them. I think they are so neat and fun. Every single shade works well. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on those. This bad boy, I have been trying to mess around with this. It's the Farsali Liquid Powder Oil Balancing Serum. I'm not going to tell you that this is a bad product. I do think that it works, but it's finicky and it's a little irritating to use. You really want to make sure that you shake it up really well. And if you get it anywhere other than where you want it, it can turn white. It's a pain in the butt when it comes to that. I don't like that at all. I really don't. Like my MAC Skin Refine Zone, it's clear, it dries clear. I have no issues with it and I much prefer that to this. The biggest problem I have with this product is the dropper. It drives me insane. If you can see, like I can't get this out. It's not gonna go out. I'm squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Oh, powder or funk gets up in this, and this is the highest it has been. It's usually down at the bottom. If you watched my first impression of this, I was trying out makeup that you guys hated. I see why you guys don't like this, because I have to take a needle and try to get the mess out. And then I'm having to either grab product out of the bottle or water or something and get everything out of the dropper. It drives me nuts. So for me, it's just too much work. I don't want to mess with it. I think the product in of itself is good. It does work, but I don't like the white cast if you don't rub it in all the way, or if it happens to get somewhere else, including your clothes. It's annoying to me. So it works, but it's annoying. So there's that. From Patrick Ta, we have the Shaping Wax. I have it in clear. This confuses me every time because I just think Tom Ford and you just lift here, but you don't, you lift like this. It always confuses me. This is the clear, and then I also have the tinted one. When I did my video, I noticed that the clear one was not holding up my brows nearly as well as the brown one or the tinted one. And so I've been doing a little testing with this. I can't get this open. My hands just don't want to work that way. Here is the tinted one. The tinted one, for whatever reason, does hold my brows up. So I thought that it was just this side not wanting to stay up, because this side is a little bit more finicky, but it's not. When I use the brown one, it holds just fine. What I don't like about this is the whole laminating process. For me, it's just so much easier to use my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I just go in and it's just done. I don't have to laminate. I don't have to go back through. But with that being said, I don't really care for the clear one. I'm not going to use the clear one. I do think that I will continue to use the tinted one. I just wanted to say brown. I think I'll continue to use it just for days where I want a little extra color, but I'm not going to do the laminating thing. The laminating thing I don't like. I like to just kind of spoolie it through and leave it at that. But on a daily basis, I'm not going to fool with this. This is just a lot of work. Again, just like the Farsali, it's more work than what I am used to doing with my brows. I can tell you though that this is the first one that has truly held these crazy brow hairs up. This one here from Iconic London, this one does not work for me at all. My brows just fall. But with this, they actually stay up, more so with the tinted version. And I was getting asked if I broke out with the product. I did. Only on one side though. I have no idea why. I had a huge like whitehead pimple right here in my brow, and it did not feel good at all. But then I haven't broken out again. So I don't know, something that I have been loving, but I'm not ready to put in my favorites. This is something I've been trying out for, I want to say 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. It is from Peter Thomas Roth, the Pro Strength Niacinamide Discoloration Treatment. And it has 15% brightening complex, niacinamide, and then a few other things in here. Now, I usually use hydroquinone, and that really just takes care of everything, but I'm trying to not do that again. I know that it's kind of a controversial ingredient, so I'm trying not to go back to it. However, it's right at that time where I'm past time. I've been off of it for 5 months, I think, 5 or 6 months. It's been a while. Anywho, the dark spots that I had, like the sun damage, started to come back. Not in full force like they used to be, but it still started to come back, and it's really been bothering me. I tried different things like the dark spots, whatever, from Peace Out. This is actually working. The Peace Out things did not at all. I went through no, it did nothing. This I've been using, and I've just been putting it right here on both sides of my cheeks, not even on my entire face, just right there when I have an issue. And I'm actually seeing a difference. My dark spots are just appearing a little less dark. So I'm excited to see what happens as I continue to use this. This might just go ahead and replace my hydroquinone until I do an actual peel or something to truly get rid of them, because nothing really gets rid of like sun damage. It just can make them look better. And right now that's all I'm looking for. And this is doing the trick. Let me show you what it looks like. It's just a white cream, and I use very little. Like I'll just use this much and go right here and then use the same amount right there. So this is going to last me a hot minute, and niacinamide is such a great ingredient, so I love that it is in here. Guerlain, I love these so much. So spoiler alert, the light one is going to be in my favorites, but I wanted to update you guys on the darker one. So I have the shades medium and I have light. I have hair in this one. So I put this one on today so you guys could see what it looks like on my skin. I thought that I was not going to be able to use the medium one at all until the summertime when I got a little bit more of a tan, but I have it on right now, and it's definitely darker than the light, obviously. Here they are side by side. This one is my go-to. I just love it so much. But this one actually works. I have to go light-handed with it. I'm an NC 25-27, and I have to go light-handed with it, but it's still really pretty. I just wanted to let you guys know that I did eventually try out the medium, and it does work. Right now, I'm stuck on my light one, but if you like something that's just a little bit more bronzy, the medium will work for you as well. Just go light-handed with it, because this can definitely build up. Two more products, and one of which is actually more of like a question for you guys. The first thing is the Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. I've decided that I love this. This is so nice. I can spray it directly on my face. It has a really nice mister. It's very fine. I love a fine mister, so I don't end up with any dots or anything all over my face. However, I just prefer to spray my sponge and go all over. With that method, I feel like I just get the most even application, but this is beautiful. It gives me a luminous, but not just like sticky kind of feeling. I feel like it makes my skin look so good. I can't really say that this makes my makeup last any longer, but I can say that it makes it look better. Is it better than my La Mer? No, but is it a much better price and pretty close to my La Mer? Yes. All right, so for my question for you guys, I recently did a foundation declutter. That was so interesting. The comments on there, it was funny to me. A lot of people were saying, rescue the Dior. That was hilarious. That was a very hard video for me to film. And they're still here because I have not gone to see my mom and I have not like handed things out. And the second comment I got was, no, I really wanted to see you test out the BOBBI Brown Foundation, the Skin Longwear Fluid Powder. So if you guys truly want to see this, I'm going to leave a pinned comment. And if you want to see it, please like the comment and like comment or do something so that I know that you guys want to see it. Otherwise, it's gonna go. So you guys have to let me know if you want me to try this out in the dead of heat, whenever that's going to come, because it seems to be missing. I don't know where the heat is at. But when it gets here, I will try this out if you want me to. So just let me know down below. All right, you guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the updates. Let me know if there is anything that you have any questions about, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.